This is Chester Moore, Executive Editor of Texas Fishing Game, the 2013 ICAST show here in Las Vegas with Scott Martin at TroKar. Man, I'm doing good. We're talking about fishing. It's not quite as good as fishing, but it's the next best thing.
I tell you what, I love ICAST because you get to see all these great new products. You get to see the progression of the sport, and all the cool things. And man, hanging out here at the TroKar booth and everything that they've been doing is just amazing. They've got some cool products that they've come out with. They've introduced a saltwater line of hooks. They've got drop shot hooks like we were talking about earlier. And then they've got some cool things like this little hook kit here, the TK hook kit.
Got one of those, amazing.
It's an elite kit. And you know, it's funny, I actually had one of these and aired it on my show back about 2 years ago. It was just a kit that they sent me personally. And we had hundreds of people email in, where can I get this hook kit? You know, and so then they started selling it, and it's pretty awesome. It's got all your favorite hooks in there, and boy, it's awesome.
You're talking about some specific hooks right now that'll really be good for the Texas market with flipping and that kind of thing.
I'll tell you what, I love flipping. You know, hey, Texas has got some really big bass, right? Florida does too, and I flip a lot. And I've had so much success the last 2 years. I can honestly say that this TK130 TroKar flipping hook is my favorite hook in the lineup because it's literally won a tournament for me. Potomac River last year, I actually flipped up, led the tournament wire to wire, flipped up bass all 4 days of the tournament with this hook right here. And here's the crazy part of this story. This is a true story now. One hook the entire tournament.
Wow.
I never changed. Now, not because I was being hard-headed. I would have changed. You know, it's a smart thing to do. I ran out of hooks. Okay, kind of bad on my part. I didn't prepare. Went to my Bass Pro Shop and they were out. I had one hook left. I kept checking it every day. I said, man, I just got through finish, and I'll check it. It was sharp, and I'm like, well, I gotta go another day. And then I fished the whole next day, checked it again. Long story short, the entire tournament on one hook. That's a true story, guys. $125,000 on one hook. So, man, it's just awesome. It's got the little hook keeper on here, which is good. You know, in Texas, you've got all that heavy cover, bushes, grass. Having that hook keeper on there holds your bait up good and snug. Of course, with the bolstered wire diameter of this hook and the cutting edge of that point, there's just not a better flipping hook on the market.
Well, you and I were talking about how sharp these things are and keeping the edge and the penetration. My friend Rick Clun's the first one to turn me on to TroKar hooks, and he said, look, if you're going through rocks or something like that, and you don't realize how much it'll dull a hook or something like that.
Absolutely.
You know, and I fish in areas brackish water where I catch a bass, right where I catch flounder. And a flounder has a real bony mouth. And I use the drop shot rig on a flounder, and I saw that thing go right through the bone. And that right there convinced me, when I bass fish, it's going to be using these guys.
That's right. That's the deal. When you look at this point, I don't know if you zoom in real close, and you can see I'll kind of rotate it around. Okay, it's a cutting edge. This is three sides. Basically, it's like three knives put together. And those three cutting edges penetrate into things much easier than a round pointy thing, okay, which is a lot of the hooks out there. So at this cutting point, which is unique to the TroKar hooks, it's going to penetrate a lot easier, like you said. Tarpon fishing just a couple months ago, we had a very, very high landing ratio with the saltwater hooks versus the other guys that were around us that were jumping a lot of fish off. Mine were staying stuck, and it was, you know, getting through that bony part of their mouth. So
anything that can penetrate a tarpon is amazing because it's a hardcore fish. Well, what else is going on with Scott Martin?
Well, we've got a whole season to shoot. Thinking about doing a little bit of a West Coast swing, California. Maybe stop through Texas on the way. Try to knock out some stuff down there. But we're looking forward to a great 2014 on the Scott Martin Challenge, and we're going to be airing on NBC Sports again, as well as Destination America, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So
appreciate it, Scott.
Thanks
for your time, my friend.
Yeah, see you.